Now joining us is a Super Bowl champion from the Philadelphia Eagles, and Avonte Maddox, who's kind enough to jump on board with us. Avonte, first off, congratulations. I would ask you how you're doing, but I'm sure you haven't come down from the Super Bowl high, right?
No, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm still hungover, actually.
Well, that parade, man, I'm just getting back to myself after being in New Orleans and I've had a whole week. You had a parade. That thing was crazy in Philadelphia.
It was crazy. It was crazy. It's like one of the craziest things I've ever seen, actually. So many people, millions probably.
So it died down afterwards, and I saw a photo from John Clark, who covers the team, and it was you and Saquon Barkley just sitting down and kind of taking it all in after all the mayhem did go down. What was that moment like, you and Saquon just sitting there kind of getting a moment probably to catch your breath and process everything that did go down?
No, it was good. It was just a moment for us to, we played against each other in college. So, it was a chance for me to, just sit back and realize what we did. And, I was just telling him I'm happy for him. And, being able to come here and be teammates for once is always on the opposite ball. He played at Penn State, I played at Pitt. He went to the Giants, I was here in Philly. So we always played against each other. And it was a chance for us to play our first year together and win the Super Bowl. It was a moment that you never couldn't ask for.
Is it still kind of surreal that he's on your team? Because I still can't believe how that did go down. He's with the Giants, right? You guys are rivals. Yes. And then I remember when you guys played them in the playoff game, and Brandon Graham is like talking smack to Saquon, and that was unmiked up, and now he's an Eagle, and he had one of the greatest rushing seasons we've ever seen. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, it's so surreal. I mean, like, just having him on your team, I mean, just having him as a teammate, but, knowing him as a person, and I've known him for a while, he's just a great person. And, bringing someone into this organization that's like that, I mean, I'm happy for every accomplishment he got and, every accolade he had gotten in this year. And, just being able to rush the most yards ever rushed in the season and, winning the Super Bowl, it was a great feeling. And, I'm happy for him.
Now, I know when you play defense, right, you're on the sideline when Saquon's on the field, and you're supposed to be listening right to Vic from above.
Hey, I can finish this for you.
Yeah,
I don't
go ahead.
Sit down. I do not sit down. My eyes are on the field 24/7 because I just know he's gonna do something crazy. And it's like I tell everyone that I know in my family, they're like, yeah, like what do you do like after like you guys come off the field? I say, well, we're supposed to be sitting down taking corrections, but you got somebody like 26 out there that got any time to get the ball and explode for a touchdown, I'm watching it.
And it's not just him, right? You got Jalen, you got AJ, you got Devontae Smith, the best offensive line in the league. You probably get mesmerized on that sideline watching that.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm watching all of them guys. I mean, every time they're lining up, there's a play that can happen that could be a touchdown at any moment. And, Dallas Goedert, he's one of my best friends, and I always tell him, I'm always excited for when he catches the ball. But you can ask him now, like, what do I watch when you out there? He always say, my blocking. So I'll be watching a lot of blocking too. So I watch blocking. I watch the handoffs, the throws, the catches, all that from the tee up to the down. But I watch the blocks because that's the game, blocking and tackling.
Avonte Maddox here with us. You've been with the Eagles since 2018. When you walked into that locker room, they were coming off a Super Bowl championship. I know you guys got close a few years ago and it didn't go your way at the end. To finally be able to get one after getting a taste what it's like to be around champions and then almost winning one a few years ago and now getting yours. Just, I know it's a simple question, but what does that mean to you when you kind of look back at it 2 weeks later?
It means a lot. I mean, like when you look back 7 years ago, they just coming off of the Super Bowl championship. Me, sniffing the Super Bowl and almost winning again. But it feels like you said surreal when you win it because it's like no other accomplishment that you can get that's higher than that. Playing in this ultimate team sport, and you go into there, you create these relationships with guys over the years, and you go out there and y'all are sweating and putting in the time, effort, and getting to know each other, connecting, and when you go out there and you can finish it with a Super Bowl, I mean, it doesn't get no better than that.
For you personally, right, you've been with the team for a while. I know James Bradbury got hurt, but he's been with the organization for more than a few years. And you had a lot of younger corners that were coming in that you had to kind of mentor as well, but you're still trying to get yours. For it to end with the Super Bowl with all the ups and downs, right, getting released in the offseason, then coming on back, just how do you kind of define what this year was like for you with the crazy roller coaster ride that you went on?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say, it was worth it. I mean, when I have an opportunity to mentor the younger guys, I'm all up for it. Because when I first got here with the Eagles, I feel like it's the organization, the culture. I had guys that mentored me, in and out from since I've gotten here. So, when I had the chance to, take a little step back and, mentor the younger guys and help them any way I could, it was all worth it. Coming back here and playing in Philly, I love Philly, and bringing a Super Bowl, another Super Bowl here, and making this my dream come true. So like everything like played out well in my cards, and I'm happy all for it.
And it's amazing, especially at that position, what Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were able to do this year. They didn't look like rookies.
No,
How are
no.
they able to make that transition just so seamlessly?
I say the same thing. Everybody always asks me like, they say rookie, rookie, rookie. I'm like, I don't know. I look at them and they don't really shock. Like they don't really look at. I don't look at them as rookies because they know the game so well. They're smart. They got all the physical traits, and they don't make the same mistake once, and they open ears, and they always asking questions. So usually you got rookies coming in. They're kind of nervous, and they don't fit in as well as soon as they get there, but soon as they stepped into the building, it was almost like they've been there for a while. And kudos to their organizations their schools, their colleges they came from. They're definitely pros. As soon as they got into the NFL, and they made our job a lot easier. When it came to coaching them and trying to give them little tips on things because they always had questions and they always had open ears. So Quinyon and Coop, I mean, they're going to be definitely great pros in this league, and I can't wait to see how far their career goes.
And that pick six by Cooper DeJean,
Oh yeah.
that still has to just send a chill up your spine, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely did. As soon as I seen him call it, I was on the sideline screaming, "Go Coop, go Coop, go Coop!" And he got into the end zone. I said, "Okay."
And by the
That
way,
definitely was good.
hey, both of them at the parade. I didn't know Quinyon Mitchell. He's very quiet. From what I
He
could
is.
observe, he was. I think he may have been enjoying himself the most. Him or Nolan Smith.
That might have been him. That's his. He's quiet, but once you get to know him, he opens up a lot, and that's what I'm saying. Like when we've been here, we built connections with each other, and he got here, and usually they're quiet, but he talks a good amount. But right there at that parade, he was letting all his emotions out at that point.
Yeah, he was lost in the sauce. I saw Cooper DeJean have that chain hit him in the face. Howie Roseman even took a beer off the
Oh, beer
cabeza.
off the head. I know.
But Nolan Smith, I thought it was the funniest thing, takes a picture with the child, puts him on his shoulders, and then starts walking away with the child and is like, oh, I got a child on my shoulders. Got to give that
but
back.
you need to give the kid back. His shirt is drenched. He looks like he had got out of a pool. I said, "Was that all beer on your shirt?" He screams, "Yeah, yeah!" Like, oh God, somebody help him.
Unbelievable. Avonte Maddox here with us for the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. When you look back at the game, what did you think was the biggest play of the game? Because I have a thought in it, but I'm curious what you think it is.
Um, of course, Coop had a major play in that on that defensive touchdown. That put us up a little bit more touchdowns actually. So, but I'll say I'll have to go with the PBU stop because they came back out on the fourth by me. But it's not just that play. Right after that play, you came in with the dagger to from Jalen to Devontae for the touchdown, and I felt like that just took all the hope out of them of making that run back. Because at that moment I think it was what 27-0, I
Yeah,
believe.
27
And
nothing.
it was like mid third quarter, and playing against a quarterback like Mahomes, you never know what could happen. They could put points up on the board as fast as you blink. So, when that happened, I felt like that was the dagger there.
So that was the first moment you exhaled and you go, okay, the thought of Mahomes and him coming back,
Yeah, that was
it's
it.
over with. It's done with.
Yep. Soon as Smitty caught that touchdown, I said it's over with.
You know what I actually thought it was? I thought it was the Bond interception because it's at
Oh
17
yes.
nothing. With 2 minutes left, if they go down, even get a field goal, they get the ball
Yeah.
coming out of half to get that pick, and then basically, I know it wasn't a pick six, but then you score a few plays
No,
later.
it's right there. Yeah, that was big. That was
Matched the
huge.
dominance of what you guys kind of showed in the first half on the scoreboard to be up 24 nothing.
Oh yeah, I mean Zach, he's an incredible leader on our team, and I'm actually just so happy for him as well because he never really had the opportunity there with the Saints, and he got his opportunity to show his his attributes, his abilities to play and he made the most out of it. And that pick was that can be in the line of the series as well. I mean, it's right before halftime. Come out on halftime, that happened, then that happened. It was definitely a major play.
And you know how this works, right? When you go through the course of entire season, people, right, us in the media, fans, they'll say nice things, they'll say bad things. It's all play to play. When you had that past breakup, I went on Twitter, and every Eagle fan was like, "I'll never say a bad word about Avonte Maddox ever again."
They love me now. Finally, it took them a while. I said, "Oh man, what happened to all the other 6 years I was here? Now they don't like me, but now they love me. Thank God."
What is it also like? So I went to school at Temple. I lived by the Art Museum when the Eagles won their first ever Super Bowl. So I understand the passion of the city. But you being a player in this league, to just the fans, right? They're going to hold you accountable, but when you win, they celebrate you like no other. To feel that love really through the last month and in the last 2 weeks, just how do you kind of put that into words?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, it's everything. This city, like you said, this city is so passionate about the game, and what could you expect? I mean, it's a hard, nose fighting city, and they want the best out of us. They expect the best out of us, and we want the best out of us, and we expect the best out of us. So why not hold us accountable? So as much as they say their mean things as what they want to say, but at the end of the day, if you're winning, they won't let anyone talk about you, and if you're winning, they're gonna praise you, and they're gonna let you know how much they love you, and that's all you can respect for someone. It's almost like a family member. They tell you when you're doing bad, but when you're doing good, they let you know. So I got all respect for Philly, and I love it here. My first organization I've been at, and it's been the best dreams come true for the rest of my life, really.
That's unbelievable
Other
stuff.
than when I have a child and get married, but other than that, yeah.
And then we'll get you back on. We'll have you rank those.
Back up on that.
Avonte Maddox from the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles with us. I got to ask you about Jalen Carter. We always know what's expected out of him, but he just sets the tone for the rest of that defense. Just kind of give me your perspective of him still at a young age, what he's been able to do in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, he's the leader of that defense. I've told him since last year, since he got in here, and I told Howie, and I told him, I said, y'all might have just drafted the best defensive player to play in the NFL, because he has everything that can make him the best. And he's smart, he's physical, he puts fear into opponents. And I always tell him, like, you're a leader on this team, and you're going to lead this team to a lot of more Super Bowl championships. And because this defense don't run through nothing without you, and that D line, and he gets some boys going, and it makes it a lot easier for our jobs on the back end when the quarterback can only hold the ball for a second. And they trying to double team him. It's hard to do that. So having Jalen Carter, man, he's a dog, and clearly from Georgia, but having them all up there on the line, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, all them guys are going to be great defensive players in this league. And, I'm excited to see their career goes on as well. But Jalen Carter, he's definitely a beast.
You guys always had the talent. The question was, could you put it together? Last year, right, at Avonte Maddox, the team was 10-1. You win one game down the stretch. Obviously, now looking back at it, you guys were able to fight through that, winning a championship. Why didn't you not allow last year to really define what this team was going to be able to do the following season? Because when you go through what you went through last year, that could have derailed the team for this year too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't want to dwell on what happened last year. Every year is a new year, new team. And also, you got new players, you have new coaches, and things change. But the culture always stays the same. And we always been with our key fundamentals when connecting, and fundamentals, and tough and things like that. But other than that, we couldn't dwell on the last year, and it almost made us more hungrier for this year, in a way of like, man, it was right there. We went that far, 10-1, and then we let the wheels fall off. But we can't let that happen this year, and we're not even going to talk about last year. This is a new year, and we're going to make sure we make everything right for this year. Lay it all out on the line.
Now, when you're right, you're right. You got to say you're right. When you're wrong, and you got to admit you're wrong. I was dead wrong on your football coach in Nick Sirianni. Why do you love playing so much for Nick Sirianni, who man, all this guy has done since getting into the NFL as a head coach has been taking this team to the postseason. You've been to 2 Super Bowls, and now you won one. So tell me a little bit about Coach Sirianni from your perspective.
He's a player's coach. I mean, that's what all a player wants is a player's coach, and that's a coach that dedicates to his players first and puts his players first, and that's Nick Sirianni. You might see him all loud and going crazy on Sunday, but at the end of the day, we want that. We want someone that wants to win. We want someone that wants to fight, and that gives us a boost of energy. And Sirianni has been here. He's been here for the past, what was it, 4 years now, 3 or 4 years
Yeah,
now,
4.
and yep, 4 years now, and ever since he's gotten to this building, he's changed it, and he's a winner, and you can see that, and it's nothing you can really take from that. And at the end of the day, on the outside, you looking in, you don't really know what he does with us or what he says to us. And me being on the defensive side, and he's more of an offensive coach, but he spends time on the defensive meeting rooms. He spends time to talk to us. He spends time to make us sure we connect and do things like that, because that's the number one thing. And not just connecting between player and player, but player and coach. So, I got tons of respect for Sirianni. I love playing for him, and, he's going to be a great coach always.
And I love the story of Jalen Hurts going back to everything that happened at Alabama, then what he did at Oklahoma and what he's done now in the NFL. It's nice, though, to see Jalen smile because he gets real serious in season. And I finally got to see a smile after you guys won a Super Bowl. It had to be good, right?
It takes a lot to crack a smile out of him. He almost like Vic. You gotta keep poking him until he smiles. But no, it was definitely nice to see a smile from him, and I'm extremely glad he got the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl again, and he's gonna have many more. He won the MVP. I mean, well deserved, and he's a winner as well. He knows how to win, and he knows how to get his players going, and he knows how to win as well.
Now, I'll ask you 2 more things. I'll let you get out of here. I saw Emmanuel Acho the other day on FS1. He was saying, the Cowboys are an Eagle offseason away from doing what the Eagles did. And you guys just won the Super Bowl. The Cowboys got a lot of work to do. When you hear stuff like that, you got to laugh at it, right?
Yeah, you gotta laugh at it. I mean, you can't say they're this or that away. I mean, they gotta have all the pieces put together at the end of the day, because it's not easy. I mean, there's times during our season where we had adversity, and there's times throughout our season where we had the tough conversations. But you gotta have guys that's willing to do that. You have to have coaches that's willing to let you guys do that. And at the end of the day, you'll put it all together, and you'll be smiling at the end.
Now, I love Brandon Graham. I think it was the worst kept secret in America. He was going to play in that game. Do you feel like that was Brandon Graham's last game? He's going to ride off into the sunset and retire?
I don't know, man. I think BG, the way BG was playing before he hurt himself, he was playing like he had 5 more years in him. So I won't be surprised if he come back. But at the end of the day, BG had a wonderful career if he decides to end it this year. And you can't go. And what's wrong with going out on top? I say, hey, you go out on top. You the man. So. With BG playing, he's a great, tremendous leader of our team. I'm happy he was able to be. I'm sorry, my dogs are crazy.
That's good. No, don't worry. We can't even hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So he's had a tremendous captain of our team and leader of our team, leader of our defense, and he always spoke highly of us, and we always spoke highly of him. And I'm excited to see what he actually does.
Last thing for you, Avonte Maddox, and I'll let you run for the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. So from when the game ends to today, what was your favorite story since being a Super Bowl champion? What was the one
My
memory?
favorite story, walking into that locker room after that game. It was almost like a party. I don't know. The Saints locker room is crazy nice. It has almost like a party in there. You can have the lights flicking in any type of way you want. But when you walked in, there were bottles and champagne bottles and goggles, and just feeling that enjoyment and excitement with your teammates that you have played this year all throughout the year with, and just being able to celebrate that moment with them. It was a great feeling, a wonderful feeling.
Well, Avonte, so happy for you. Really appreciate the time. Thanks so much for doing this. Enjoy the offseason, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you.